All right, so this is today's Revelation Ron take. I just want to tell you one of the coolest things that I see getting ready to happen in prophecy. Now, keep in mind, this is just my thinking. You should research it. You should look it up. Might not happen, but every other prophecy in the Bible, almost everyone has been fulfilled. This one yet has been fulfilled, so we'll see what happens. But I seriously, man, think this is cooler than the Eskimos' toilet seat on Christmas Island during a snowstorm. So before Jesus left for the last time, he ascended from the Mount of Olives. It's all biblical. You can research it. But he says, I will come back the same way I go. So he had to walk from Jerusalem through the East Gate, because that's the only way you could access outside the walls to go to the Mount of Olives. So he walked through the East Gate, up on the hill to the Mount of Olives, and he says, I will come back the same way I go. So in Ezekiel 44, and I'm reading out of the NIV version, it says, the Lord said to me, this gate is to remain shut. It must not be open. No one may enter through it. It is to remain shut because the Lord, the God of Israel, has entered through it. So at the time that he went through it, it was still open. But God said it's supposed to remain shut. In 1517, Sultan Suleiman decided that he was going to board up the East Gate. He put these huge stones in front of the East Gate and sealed it in. Now keep in mind, it's 1517. And he said that now this prophecy cannot be fulfilled because there is no longer an East Gate. But in Zechariah 14, right between 3 and 5, it says, on that day his feet will stand on the Mount of Olives, east of Jerusalem, and the Mount of Olives will be split in two from east to west, forming a great valley, with half of the mountains moving north and half of the mountains moving south. Ironically, in 1964, and if you want to fact check that, I'm almost positive that it's that year, 66, that Jerusalem became a nation, which is just kind of cool. But anyway, in 1964, scientists discovered there is a fault line that runs from the exact top of the Mount of Olives straight through into Jerusalem, and it goes directly under the East Gate. So when you reference Zechariah 14 and what was said in that verse, when that fault line gives way, the mountains, the valley will move to one side and the other, and it will divide right in that gate. What's going to happen to that gate? Well, let me tell you what's going to happen to that gate. When you have an earthquake and the earth breaks, whatever's there goes down. So guess what opens up? The gate. Because there's no longer a blockade there. Now the gate is open. So when Jesus returns, he's going to land down on the Mount of Olives. He's going to take and walk right through that gate. He's going to go in there and be like, what's up now? How your mind in? And remember, you just learned this from Revelation Ron, and you got licked.